Hey, I'm Kita. So now that you've taken my class and you know the steps, or you've taken someone else's class and you've learned the steps that you want to use for your movement, I would highly recommend, once those movements become subconscious, putting them all together to make them even more subconscious so that you can pull them up on demand during a stage. And so how do you do that? What I like to do, and what I've done for other top shooters, is pull up a stage. I like the IPSC stages because they're a little more complex. So what I do is I take the stage and figure out where you have to make hard stops, and I put red cones there. Where do you make a soft stop, where you're either shooting on the move, moving your feet, or shifting your weight through the position. So soft stops, I use blue cones, and you can use whatever colors you want to use. Green usually means there's a wall protruding or a barrel stack or something that you have to run around, some sort of a barrier that you have to move around quickly. And green means go. So that means you don't have any targets to engage from that spot. You're just running around the obstacle, whatever that obstacle may be. Then I've got these orange cones, and the orange cones indicate the direction of your target. And the reason that's important is because as an athlete, you would want to run at your position hips first. Well, the problem is if our orientation has to be changed a little bit because our target is facing a different direction, then you sort of have to split the difference with your hips. So it's important to be able to, on command, point your torso in one direction and your hips sort of in a little bit of a different direction. So that's why it's important to indicate the target direction. So I lent out my blue gun, so instead I'm going to use a hand weight. I'm outside in my neighborhood, so I don't want to bring a gun out here. If you can do this in your living room with your real gun, awesome. You don't really need a sight picture. It's more like positioning and footwork and putting the moves all together. So I'm going to use a hand weight. If you do that, that's totally cool. Just make sure the weight is heavier than your gun would be if it's loaded with a full magazine. Otherwise, you're not going to really get anything from it. Then once you take that away, it'll feel like you're running around with a little squirt gun. So you can do this for about 30 seconds. And then after you've been running for 30 seconds straight, it's good to take a break for about 30 seconds again. Then you can do a repetition. For each repetition, I would change the focus. So maybe the first time you're really focusing on getting the gun up early, coming into position. And maybe the next time you're focusing on taking tiny, fast, accelerating steps. So pick something different each time. It helps keep your brain engaged and actually helps you learn faster. So I'll show you what the drill looks like using the hand weight. I'm going to start at the red cones. In the stage, you can start at either red cone. The blue ones will be a soft stop. The green one means keep going. And then the red, again, is a hard stop. That's basically it. And that's how the champions have been able to put together all the footwork and go win on these complicated stages.